And when I was just I was about 2 years old, and we came to move to Texas. I was raised in Texas Panhandle, and my dad worked in the garage there, had to run the garage. Let's see. And I think that I stayed there until I was about 17 or 18, and then I left, and I went to Wichita, Kansas.
What made you decide to leave the family?
Well, I wanted to go to work, go someplace and work.
Mm-hmm. Was there not a lot of work at that time?
Well, not in that small town, Perryton, Texas. So I went to Wichita, Kansas, and I signed up then because Beechcraft was hiring people then.
Mm-hmm.
So I signed up there, and I got a job, and I worked there for I don't know, several years, and then I got married while I was in there. Doris and I, and then I got I don't know how many deferments, and I was on outside production then for a while. I go from plant to plant and make sure that everything was going, if they needed anything done or something. And somebody wanted my job. And so they, for some reason, I didn't get another deferment, and so I went in the service then. After boot camp, I was in Arizona, went to Kingman, Arizona, and that's where I took my flight when I was lucky to get in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I went to gunnery there in Kingman, Arizona, and then from there we regrouped, and then we went overseas. My group went overseas, and I was stationed near Attleboro.
So when you trained with, did you train with the same group that you went overseas with, or was it kind of like
another group? They formed a group up, like the pilot was from this place and the co-pilot was someplace else, and we all got together and we met, and then we came over in our plane. We brought our own airplane over.
Wow.
And then we started flying missions there. When we went on a mission, we'd all go out there and we'd get on the plane. Go.
Really?
And we get off, fly our positions. In other words, I got in the tail to take off, which normally in practicing you would never get in tail, or you'd never get into the lower turret.
That's what I read about it.
Yeah, never do that. But when flying a mission, we all flew our positions because of case of any aircraft coming in, why you'd have to be prepared,
Sure.
And I had on the tail, I had 800 rounds of ammunition back there, and every fifth or 10th, I forget which it was a tracer.
Oh, wow.
So I could tell where I was going,
And most of your missions were at night, or?
No, they were in daytime.
Daytime.
We always flew daytime, yeah.
Wow.
So, which was bad because in that respect, because they could spot us all the time.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty good.
But anyway, we were lucky. We came back. There were several planes in our group that we saw go down in fires and shot to pieces,
Wow. Did you actually see? I mean, you were in your compartment and you looked across, and did you see this happen?
Oh yeah. See, I had windows on the side, on each side, and then I had a window on the back here where I could see. This window was bulletproof. It was about 2 inches thick.
Wow.
Something like that. It's supposed to be bulletproof.
Did you ever have an experience where you actually got hit in the bubble?
No, I never. I was lucky. I was really lucky. So.
Okay.
And the only thing is, when one of the missions that we were on, we did lose engine, and we was lucky we got back across the channel. So.
Was that because of gunfire, or was it
shrapnel?
Shrapnel.
Because those guys could shoot those guns, and you could always tell how close they were by the way when it would explode. If it would explode where you could see fire in it, it was close.
Wow.
So that was one of the ways to find out. So anyway,
Did you guys ever have any kind of ritual or kind of good luck type thing that y'all did prior to getting on the aircraft?
Yeah.
You guys ever...
What I used to get so disgusted with, our guy would sing this song. I was going down with in a, what the hell was it now? Guts and something, I forget what it was, you know. And I'd say, can't you sing something else, you know? But we always had to call out the planes if we saw whatever we saw. Because if they was behind us, in front of us, or whatever, you know, we had to holler at the pilot, let him know. They had these cannons in the front of their, on their planes, and they'd come in so fast, and they'd shoot those off, and then they was gone.
Really?
So you didn't. You was lucky if you even seen them, you know. So, except when the bullets, when they hit you. But we were lucky. We didn't get. We come back all the way. So. But this was a good plane. This is better than the 24. Because the 24, we could come back on one engine almost if we had to.
And the B-24, didn't they call that the Widowmaker or something?
Yeah, yeah, that was. It was a fast plane, but it was dangerous too, you know.
Heard.
Actual missions, we got in 13, I think it was, and then we got in. We dropped over in Holland, and there we dropped food over there. We had loaded the bomb bays with food, and we dropped that over there. We were starving, you know. So
did you just literally do airdrops, or actually drop it?
Just actually drop it, yeah.
Okay.
What got me is I saw him drop one, and this guy saw it coming down, so he ran out to catch it, you know.
Oh no!
And I don't know. It hit him, and that was the end of him. So.
Oh wow!
But
How low were you? What altitude?
You were dropping wood boxes.
Yeah, we're dropping heavy crates. You know, pretty heavy crates. We was up about say several thousand feet. You know.
Smash a person. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't fly too low because the Germans. It was still German occupied, and.
Oh, this was still during the.
Yeah, okay. After the war, you know, after the
after they
crisis,
tried to retake the German or the Dutch.
And they were still they were still in their bunkers, you know. So,
was there ever a time when you guys thought you wouldn't make it back because I know you mentioned an engine problem?
Yeah, you sweated it out several times. Yeah, matter of fact, you sweated it every time you took off.
I imagine.
You just said your prayer and said, "I hope I make it back," you know. Then when you got back, you was able to go get your shot of liquor, you know.
You know, kind of a ruler.
Oh yeah, when you go into interrogation, they had you a shot there for you, or 2 or 3 if you wanted them.
Really?
But we had a couple of guys in here that didn't drink at all.
Really?
Wouldn't touch
Baptist
it. This one. And I think this one would never take a drink.
No kidding.
And we'd ask them to go ahead and take it, and we'd help them get rid of it.
Like an interesting.
Yeah, I went to London a few times and had a good time, you know, because I figured, well, I may not be here tomorrow. I don't know, so enjoy my life while I can, you know.
Sure.
So, and I think that's the way a lot of the guys felt. So, but then we went. When I went back to the base, we had to flew a few more missions, and then we came back to the States. It was over with over there, and we came back to the States. And on the way back, we landed in Scotland, and I brought me a couple of bottles of scotch back. Really? Had them in my bag so that nobody could, otherwise you wouldn't get to keep it. Somebody else would take it.
Were you guys all together?
We were for a while, and then as soon as we got back, this one went here and that one went there, you know. And so we just split up and went our own ways.
Any surprises on? I know you mentioned the pilot being unfortunately killed during a